Sean Strickland is our new UFC middleweight champion. He has defeated Israel Adesanya by unanimous decision at UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia. Huge shock to everyone, including to the sports books. DraftKings made it, dropped Izzy's money line to plus 100, and oh God, I can only imagine how many people took that bet. But welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, I want to talk about the victory from Sean Strickland, as well as give a little matchmaking to the middleweight division after Sean Strickland's win. So, I mean, it was a very clear and dominant performance by Strickland. He pressured Izzy. It's not that Izzy has never faced someone like that. That was very pressure based. Vittori, Pereira, he's faced guys like this before that were in his face and trying to push him up against the cage, but he's been able to beat those guys, including knocking out Pereira after being finished himself in the rematch. But I mean, it was incredible to see. Strickland was having it was very basic counter punching. He wasn't the one really going first. He was counter punching off of Izzy, dropped him in the first round, which left me shocked. I thought it was in the goddamn Twilight Zone when that happened. But he dropped Izzy in the first round, nearly finished him. And yeah, that was the start of pretty much the downfall for Izzy. I mean, he was not the same after that. I mean, it was something that maybe he was overlooking Sean in his striking ability. I was too, and I think a lot of people were. I thought Strickland could be competitive and make it a decent fight. But I mean, I was not expecting a unanimous decision win, a clear unanimous decision win for Sean Strickland. It was a very, very strong performance. Like I said, he was able to counterpunch, and including dropping Izzy, but he was able to hit him again and again over the course of the 5 rounds, and it was an amazing performance to see. And I think a lot of people were happy with the decision, or the way the fight turned out, because just Izzy didn't have a lot of fanfare. Even, I know he trains in New Zealand, and that's where he fights out of, and New Zealand is very close, obviously, to Australia. But I mean, he did not have a lot of fans there. Sean was very over with the crowd at the press conference, walking out, the crowd reaction to him winning. It was, he was very over with the crowd there. And I think he's over a lot with a lot of people, not just in Australia, but, in America and everywhere in the world, because I feel like even though he says a lot of crazy shit and he's very unfiltered and, some of the things he says are a little nuts, but he comes off as genuine, and I think that's what a lot of people value these days, is genuine kind of personalities and genuine kind of going against the grain and going against the status quo of what people or what other people are saying. Like, Izzy, and a lot of people say Izzy's very cringe, and he did have a lot of cringy lines in the press conference, and he got I think he got booed for one of them. He said something like, if you talk to a fool, that it's hard to differentiate which is who's which, or something like that. And he didn't get a great reaction from that from the Australian crowd. So, like I said, I think a lot of people were happy with that performance from Sean, and he's going to be able to take this to new heights, and just his backstory too, of coming from nothing and being from a really broken home and everything like that, and his whole backstory. It's very inspirational and everything like that. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to the title for long, considering that there are a lot of very good contenders in the middleweight division. So getting into the matchmaking, I mean, a lot of people were saying, Dana White came out and said in the press conference that he's kind of leaning to doing the rematch with Izzy, but Izzy's dropped the belt twice now in the span of 10 months. He lost it to Pereira. He got finished in the 5th round, and then he got it back by knocking him out. But now we got to remember, in that second fight, to me, Izzy was losing that fight, and his leg was getting chewed up by Pereira. I mean, it was bad. I don't know if he was trying to fake it and try to lure Pereira in, which he ultimately did, and Pereira was able to get the stoppage, or Izzy was supposed to get got the stoppage, but he was losing that fight until he knocked him out, and then this one, obviously, he straight up lost it. There was no issue, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no crazy decision. He didn't get robbed or anything like that. So, and he's dropped the belt twice in 10 months. I think he should take a little time to himself, get back into the training room, take a break, go on vacation, whatever, and figure out what he wants to do and what's next for him. And I don't think he should get a title shot next. So, I think for matchmaking wise, Sean is very active. He likes to stay active, and so I think the right answer, with no politics and no bullshit aside, I think the right answer for him is Dricus du Plessis. Once du Plessis is healthy and everything like that. Du Plessis beat Robert Whittaker on International Fight Week pretty handily. Was able to finish him in the 2nd round, I believe, and looked really good doing it. And shocked a lot of people. And, there was all that hype with Izzy and him, the whole Octagon post-fight interview thing where Izzy was saying, calling him the N-word over and over again, who's the real African champ and all that stuff and yada, yada, yada. But so there was a lot of hype with that, but obviously Strickland put an end to that. But I think the right answer is Strickland faces du Plessis, and then I think Izzy should fight the winner of Hamzat and Paulo Costa, because I think those are good rematches that you can do in terms of, or good matches. They say you can do the rematch with Izzy and Costa. You have that in there with the build that'll probably be good, and as well as Hamzat. If Hamzat beats Costa, which I think he will, if Hamzat beats Costa and he fights Izzy next, that's gonna be a good build. And it'll be interesting to see Izzy against the guy with the wrestling capability of Hamzat. Because Hamzat, as we know, he comes out like a fucking bat out of hell in his fights. So it'll be interesting to see, and it'll be a great test for Izzy. And if he can beat Hamzat, it's like, okay, he just beat probably the best prospect, if you want to still consider him a prospect. He beat the best prospect that the UFC has, and so then you can say, okay, he deserves a title shot against whoever's holding the belt, if it's du Plessis, if it's Strickland, or whatever the case is. So I think that's the best way, best kind of matchmaking for the top contenders. But Dana White, I don't think he was very happy with du Plessis with not accepting the Izzy fight, because I think what they want to do was Izzy and du Plessis at this past card in Sydney, but du Plessis was injured, and it was the right move for him. He should not have taken that fight. He should have rested, got recovered, and had a full training camp to train for Izzy. But Dana White doesn't like when people say no, so that's why Strickland stepped in. So there's that, but I hope they don't do the Izzy and Strickland fight. Izzy and Strickland fight again, because, like I said, he dropped it 2 times. He's dropped it about twice in the last 10 months, and I think he needs to take some time and fight new guys, new contenders that he hasn't fought before. that's for like the top guys. There's, Vittori shouldn't be in there. Cannonier has more of an argument for, he was the backup fighter. Cannonier could slide in there as well, maybe against Strickland. But that would be the perfect case scenario for me. Strickland fights Duplessis, and then the winner of that will get the winner of Izzy and the winner of Costa and Hamzat. Now, like I said, I think Hamzat beats Paulo Costa, but either way, I think those are great matchups for Izzy again. Paulo could come out different than the first fight with them when Izzy starched them and put him out in the second round, I believe. And yeah, those are good matchups, I think. So matchmaking wise for middleweight, I hope that's what goes on. Politics will ultimately cure that, but Sean Strickland, man, he shocked a lot of people, and I was happy to see him. I was happy to see him win. The performance he had, it was very good. It was perfect, and he was able to pretty much keep Izzy at bay, and was not able to get anything going. And yeah, I'm happy for Sean, and I'm happy that the fan base got what they wanted in terms of the person that won. So that's my thoughts on the middleweight division, and the matchmaking going forward, and what I thought of the fight between Strickland and Adesanya. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe. It's really going to help me out. I want to grow this channel. I want to provide you guys with great UFC and MMA content for you guys, as well as some other things too that I've been thinking of in terms of growing and expanding the channel, some different topics and all that. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you guys little updates along the line. Make sure you subscribe. Like I said, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and comment down below what you guys think of this. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias. It'll be in the description down below. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching it, and take it easy.